Hey guys, I thought I might take some time to answer a question that I keep getting both on YouTube and on Twitter. The question is essentially, why are double sharps and double flats necessary? The question mostly comes from the inharmonic equivalence video, which if you haven't seen that, there should be a link popping up above my head as I speak. And also, sort of a secondary question to that is, why are notes such as E sharp and B sharp necessary? So to go ahead and answer the first question, why are double sharps and double flats necessary? The first thing to remember is that spelling is very important in common practice music. And that's usually what we're dealing with. So we know that a sharp will raise the pitch by a half step and a flat will lower it by a half step, while the double sharp will raise it by 2 half steps and the double flat will lower it by 2 half steps. So if we were in a key, say C sharp major, I understand that's a terrible key to be in, but it does exist. So the dominant of C sharp major would be G sharp. Now if we wanted to do a secondary dominant, that would be the 5 of 5. We'd end up with, we'd need a D sharp major chord. So a D major chord would be D, F sharp, and A. Well, a D sharp major chord would be spelled D sharp, and then F double sharp, and then A sharp. It's sort of a gnarly looking chord, but it does exist, and it must be spelled that way because it plays a very specific function, and that function is that it's the 5 chord of G sharp major, which is currently the 5 of C sharp major. Adversely, perhaps a little bit more practically, the double flat can be easily seen in a C fully diminished 7 chord. So the fully diminished 7 chord would have, it'd be a diminished chord, which would be C, E flat, and G flat, but then on top of that we would need a fully diminished 7th. And so a major 7th above C would be a B natural, a minor 7th above C would be a B flat, but then we need a diminished 7th, so it'd have to be 1 half step lower than that, which would be B double flat. We couldn't spell it with an A because that's not what its role is functionally. And now to the second question, why would a note such as E sharp or B sharp be necessary? And really the answer is the exact same thing, and that is spelling. So if we were in the key of F sharp harmonic minor, we would have 3 sharps, but then we'd also need the leading tone, which would be a half step below F sharp. A half step below F sharp would, normally we would call that F, but we already have an F in the key. And so we would have F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, and then E sharp, and then back to F sharp. Again, it has everything to do with functionality and spelling. So if you have any additional questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. But I'll see you next time on 2 Minute Music Theory.